MOBAs.
They're MOBAs.
Hey guys, it's Pamela Horton, your gamer next door here, and I am joined by Mike Rougeau, who is Playboy's gaming editor.
Hello.
And we are going to talk a little bit about Paragon from the point of view of someone who's played MOBAs and the point of view from someone who hasn't.
Which is which? Who is who?
One thing that kind of sets Paragon apart from other MOBAs is it plays in third person, kind of like Smite. It's kind of like traditional in the sense that it's 5v5, 3 lanes, jungles, minions, towers, cores.
That is all a foreign language to me.
The one thing that sets this MOBA apart is that it was created in Unreal Engine 4, which is Epic Games' baby. And a lot of players who played like Gears of War really connect with this play style. It plays very similarly. In a lot of MOBAs, they do EXP gain, either team-wide or individually based. But in this one, everything that you do earns you CXP, which is card XP. And as you can see down here, there's a little meter. And when that meter fills up, you get a point. And you use that point to buy cards in the shop. So those, you see those little amber orbs, and that is the CXP that you earn. One thing that I learned really quickly about Paragon is there is no auto attack, so you have to manually attack every single time.
So it's very much like not like a PC game. It's not like MOBAs kind of came out of the lineage of like Blizzard games like StarCraft and World of Warcraft as well. Like a lot of MMOs have an auto attack, and this one plays more like you mentioned Smite, but you also mentioned Gears of War, which is probably a more well-known, and it plays like that with the camera behind the shoulder and the reticle in the middle of the screen, and you're really like you're shooting at people. You're not just like targeting someone and then attacking them automatically. It's more of like a console shooter interface and style than the traditional MOBA style, which is it's cool for me, for people like me, for old people.
It's helping bridge that gap to people who couldn't really get into MOBAs before, but still had a passion for other games. Now, one thing that really confused me about Paragon was the implementing of card decks. Completely foreign to me. It was completely alien. The really cool thing is you don't have to pay any money to earn cards. You get cards by when you level up your account, you unlock a pack, you open the pack, it gives you a random assortment of cards. You use those cards in decks. So you build a deck either by selecting from a pre-made deck, which consists of equipment cards. It's like equipping a piece of armor.
So everything is a card. It's like stat boost, but it's also equipment. Okay.
Everything that you use to upgrade in the game is a card. And there are 3 different cards. There's the Prime Helix card, which I will explain in a little bit. There's equipment cards, and then there's upgrade cards. Upgrade cards make it so that you can adapt a little bit more to the gameplay that you're experiencing in each game. So say one game you find that you're running out of mana more often, you can upgrade your equipment slots to have more mana regeneration. Or if in another game you find that you're not doing enough damage, you can equip those exact same equipment cards to allow you to do more damage.
So you build the deck, or you choose the deck ahead of time, but then throughout matches is when you choose which cards to apply?
Yes.
So when you're spending CXP on cards, you're buying cards from your own deck?
Yes.
Oh.
So you build the deck, and the really fun thing is you can't have cards in your deck for stats you don't have as a character. So say you're an attack damage character or someone that deals physical damage, you cannot have any magic-based cards.
So it's idiot-proof?
So it's idiot-proof.
So I can't fuck it up?
You can't fuck it up. Well, okay, wait. No, I can't say that you can't fuck it up because you can find a way to fuck it up. What really confused me when I was building my first deck was what a Prime Helix card was. I had never heard, it's got really awesome stats.
I think it's a math thing.
Yeah, there are math cards. You have to do math in this. No, but Prime Helix cards, you do not have to buy them in the shop, but they only activate when your team has the Orb Prime buff. And Orb Prime is kind of like Baron in League of Legends, where everybody comes together and fights this big-ass boss. He gives an amazing buff, but the thing is, not everybody gets a unanimous buff, because like in League of Legends, everybody gets an attack damage boost, they get increased health regen, increased mana regen. With Paragon, you select a card that is individual to you and your deck, that activates when you have that buff. So instead of everybody getting the same buff, everybody activates their individual Prime Helix buff. But it's not like the team that gets the final kill gets the buff. The boss drops a buff, and you have to take the buff to a certain point on the map, and then you activate the buff. This next part is game-changing. Paragon created this replay mode where you can go back and watch any single one of your games from any perspective. So you can go back through and you can pick a match that you just recently had, and you can switch between all of the different characters. So, or just follow someone around and explore.
And you can switch different perspectives.
Yeah, and so I changed it into my perspective to see, what I was doing and what I had going on. And you can also, they have a pause function where you pause the game, and you can view what is happening in that exact moment. And I stopped right here to see that guy's all stretched out. His animation's all pulled out. And,
Video games.
But also, too, it has a tracking bar that shows you when someone's died, when towers have been taken down, when you personally have had a kill. You can narrow it down to kills all your teammates got, to kills you got, to kills your enemies got. They have it event based on tracking, and so you can go back.
That's really cool.
Yeah, you can go back and view oh man, I made this really awesome play where I did this, and then if you remember kind of where it happened, or even if you don't, you can go back on that timeline, find it, record the replay, and you can upload it directly to YouTube.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I found myself playing a few games and then spending more time watching what was happening in the games that I already had played, because you could go back and you're so caught up in what you're doing on the map. And also, too, it's another way to kind of call people on their bullshit, because a lot of people are like, man, I totally got that kill. You can go back, verify they in fact did not get that kill.
So can you explain what the jungle is?
The jungle is basically the area between all of the lanes. And in Paragon, what's really cool about it is it's sunken into the map, so it's a different level. So it's not like you can just walk straight into another area that is hidden by bushes. So you actually have to navigate around through the jungle to get to other areas. They actually created an environment that you have to navigate and kind of memorize if you want to gank or attack other people effectively. But in the jungle, like other MOBAs, there are multiple camps. There is the blue camp, red camp, white camp, which is just an EXP camp. And then there's a black camp, which increases the amount of, it gives you a buff that increases the amount of damage you do to structures. And then there's the Orb Prime camp that I was telling you about.
So there's a lot going on, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and usually there's one character that's dedicated to the jungle, and in Paragon, it's not called a jungler, it's called a warden. It's really hard to explain a MOBA to someone that hasn't played MOBAs before, but I think that out of all of the MOBAs that I have played, that Paragon is going to be the one that kind of makes it a really good cross between a
MOBA and a shooter, really. I can testify. I played it for an hour or two, a couple of weeks ago. We had a coach telling us what to do.
Yeah.
But I can testify that it feels a lot more accessible than other MOBAs that I've tried. I zoned out for a little bit just now while you were talking, but but I really do want to play more and try to figure it out and maybe get into this genre that the kids keep talking about.
Out of all of the MOBAs that you've seen video content for, Paragon is probably the one that's kind of piqued your interest the most?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what Epic is going for, is they want to make something that somebody who doesn't play MOBAs can at least look at and be like, maybe I could get into this, then they'll try it. They'll become addicted and play 5,000 hours. That's what happens, right?
You can't end on a loss. You can't end on a loss, but I got a win streak. I can't end now. And then it just keeps going until 5 o'clock in the morning.
That sounds good.
Thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you have any questions or you have any suggestions on how to play Paragon, make sure to hit us up on Twitter at PamelaHorton13 and at Rogue Cheddar. Leave us comments, click like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Left, and you're hitting the fence. Left, straight, hitting another fence.
Yay, right. You're flying.
I'm flying.
You're flying.
At what position are we?
We're in first place.
Go left. I like how I'm pointing when you can't see.